another thing you can make with your clay is make a mug. To do that, you're going to need these materials, a rolling pin, a cup, or probably a cup, or something with a round bottom to trace, something to cut out the clay, things to smooth it down, something to score with. Another thing you could use is a fork, and we're going to want your water again to keep it moist and to help smooth it. Alright, so first we're going to roll out the clay. You don't want it too moist so it doesn't like stick to the surface you're working on. If it's too moist, it's just going to like peel up and be all gross and slimy when you try to get it up. So you don't want it too wet. You just want it lightly damp, you know? All right, so we're gonna roll it out to start. Sometimes it helps to push it out with your hand before you flatten it out a bit. Woo, there we go. All right, so first we're gonna cut out the bottom of our mug using, I'm using this. You can use like a jar, whatever you want, a circle at the bottom of a cup size. So I'm gonna put it in this corner, and I'm gonna get out my knife, and we're gonna cut a circle using the bottom of the cup as a guideline. Alright, so this is what I'm going to use. It looks rough right now, but it's good. We can the smoothing is like the last part we do. So here's the bottom of the cup. I'm just going to cut like a big rectangle so that we can make the sides of the cup. Well, it's just one side, I guess. It's round. So however wide you make it, that's however tall your cup is. So like this could be a guideline. So like your cup is gonna be this tall if you cut it here. It'll be a little taller if you cut it up here, just like this cup. So that's your guideline-ish. Anyway, so. All right. So here's the strip I cut. It's fairly thick. If you wanted, you could make it thinner by rolling it out more. Here's our scrap pile. We can use this to make our handle, and we'll just roll that out and do the same thing with the handle later. All right, so now we're gonna try and stick these two together. To make them stick, you scratch lines. That's what we call scoring. This is where I would use either like a pointy object or a fork. A fork would do it a lot quicker since there are more pointy objects on the fork. So we're just gonna scratch little lines on the sides, and we'll make like X's or hash marks, whatever you want to call it, all the way around. All right, so I've scored the outside edge of this. We're gonna be sticking it on with the bottom edge of your strip. So we're just gonna we're gonna score all along this edge. So now we're going to wrap this around the bottom, this around here, and we're gonna cut off whatever extra clay we have. So I'm not gonna stick it on just yet. We're gonna wrap it on, and then wherever it overlaps, see the connecting point? I'm just gonna draw a line down here, and then a line straight up here, since this one's it's not very straight. So then we're gonna cut that off. We're just gonna cut a straight line and cut off the extra. All right. So now we're gonna try, well, here's our trial. Oh, it's like perfect. Cool. All right, so now we're gonna actually try and stick it on. So we're gonna dip our fingers in the water. You don't want it like swimming in water again. So we're gonna dip our fingers in water and sort of like draw around like we're finger painting. Just draw around on both the bottom of the cup and the outside edge of the cup. All right, so see that's wet. Now we are going to wrap it around again and see where that connects. Oh, right there, we are going to score because these sides are sticking together. So a quick score that. Alright, and then we're gonna wet this and that and stick it together. That's only half of how it sticks together. It still has cracks, so it could break from that. So we're just gonna smooth out those cracks. So I'm just using anything I have to smooth it down, whether it's my fingers or a knife, or a spoon or a sponge, whatever you've got that you can smooth it with. Alright, so now that we've smoothed out the cracks in our little cylinder cup, we're gonna use our discard clay, the clay we didn't use when we cut out the shapes. We're gonna use that to make the handle. So one thing you can do, I rolled it out, so we could cut out a handle from that and make like a flat handle, or you can roll out like a snake with your clay. I'll get that out of the way. So you can roll it out, whatever suits your fancy. So, and you want to keep that moist. I have a nice handy dandy reptile mister spritz bottle over here that I'm using to keep it moist, or you can dip your fingers in over here and keep it moist. So yeah, here's a good size. It's nice and thick. That's a handle. So you can make a shape with that. Just keep smoothing out the cracks as you make cracks so it doesn't break. So you can see, like, here's a shape you could make, or you could make a circle and just stick on, like here's an idea. Just stick on a circle. The hardest part is just sticking it on, I think. And for that, you guessed it, you score! Alright, and then we would just wet it, and then, I'll turn it back here again, and then stick it on. And there's the coil handle, if you want it that way. Or what I'm gonna do here is cut out a handle. So I've rolled this out. It's nice and thin like a pancake. We'll cut a strip handle width, like 1/2 inch or smaller. So you can get fancy, make like a half heart. Like that. Okay, so you just score it. And then, so that's gonna stick there, and I want this to stick on here, so what I want to stick there, I'm gonna score. After wetting it, we'll stick it on, but let's see how it looks. Do I like that? Yeah, I like that. All right, so we're just gonna wet where we scored on both the mug and our new handle, handy dandy handle. And then stick that on. All right, so while you're holding it in place, because most likely it'll fall off before you smooth it, you're gonna wanna smooth it down. And then don't forget the inside here. Here would be a good place to put slip if you guys had it, which you don't, I don't think. Unless your parents have a pottery wheel or something, which would be pretty cool. I'd ask to visit. It's fairly smooth. Now I'm going to smooth out the handle again. If you wanted to dry it, I would just stick something under here to so that it wouldn't fall. So let's say this is a rock. I would just stick this under here for support so it doesn't fall down. And then you would let it dry that way. And then it would be nice. Because if you didn't have that there, it would probably crack where it's not supported. But yeah, there you go. That's a mug. Good job. Thanks for joining me today, guys. I had so much fun making pottery with you in class today. I hope to see all your crazy creations and to see what you can come up with, or to see how amazing your mugs turned out, or your pinch pots. Yeah, I hope to see you guys soon. Have a great summer.